So welcome everyone. My name is Chris Wilkie. We're here with FBA Master. I know you guys probably already know me by now. This is going to be a fun evening with the video that we're going to be doing here. I've got two great guys, Travis and Jeff, and I've been getting my Travises confused all day today. So I'm glad it's a Travis instead of some other name I have to remember. But these guys are on here, and they've got really awesome software that we're going to be taking a look at here. And like I was explaining to them, I always like to kind of play the newbie role of I have no idea what I'm going to see here. I have not been shown any of this. I am going to ask a lot of questions that would probably pop into your guys' heads. So my job is to be your eyes and ears and questions to these wonderful guys. So I will let these guys introduce themselves, but I just wanted to give you guys a brief introduction of what we're going to be doing here this evening, and I'll turn it over to Travis.
Okay, thanks, Chris. I really appreciate it. So I'm Travis, and I'm here with Jeff, and we're co-founders of AccelerList. And AccelerList is a bulk scanning or bulk listing at web application for your Amazon FBA business. We are more affordable than Inventory Lab, and we already have some of the features that you might enjoy with Inventory Lab with us, and we're adding more every week. And then we're also a way more functional alternative to ScanLister if you're already used to using a program like that to bulk list all of your products. And basically the mantra at AccelerList is, we like to pump things out in volume as the Amazon business grows. And just like any business, with increased competition, the margins can get tight. And a lot of times you're going to win on the margins. And in order to win on the margins, you have to pump out in volume. And so that's kind of, how we have built this program is we have everything built for speed.
Okay.
And so I'm going to have Jeff walk us through the app.
Yeah, so before we do that, can I ask one quick question? Where did
Sure.
the idea of the AccelerList come from? Was it just some brainchild somewhere? Where did this idea come from? Did you see a market gap? Where was it? What was going on there?
Yeah, so I've been an FBA seller for over a year now, and I was just kind of like everybody else. I started out with Scanner, some ambition, and a need.
Yep.
Yeah, and a need to make a little money as a side hustle, and eventually maybe grow it to my own business. And I quickly realized that in order to make serious money, in my opinion, you had to buy in bulk. And so I wasn't ready to jump and do online arbitrage. I wasn't ready for wholesale yet, but I was really good at finding deals at Craigslist and wholesale deals and that kind of stuff. So I would get back with all these books or these CDs or these toys, and then I would literally be sitting there like a slave to my own business, one by one, scanning these items in and labeling them with Inventory Lab. And Inventory Lab was forcing me to kind of make a pricing decision at every product. And so I couldn't get these products in fast enough.
So you mean you're kind of like my garage is right now, where I have a ton of items and I'm going insane having to scan and do all that stuff for it. So maybe I'll be fascinated this evening, and yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, that's how my garage is right now. Tons of crap, and you got to scan it all, and I'm putting in numbers and all this business. And one thing I know that we're going to get into your stuff, but one thing I will tell everyone right now, I like Inventory Lab. You guys have seen many of webinars with me explaining it. But I do have to say that I think it is one of those solutions that has way too many bells and whistles and doesn't really focus on a lot of speed. So I find that I'm clicking a date that I bought something and doing this and that, small little repetitive things that seem to take up a lot of my time. So that is why we decided to bring these guys on, because Mike has taken a look at the software, and when Mike gives something a thumbs up, my lord, it takes like a miracle for that to happen. So I know that you guys have been in the group. Mike is very negative about a lot of things. I'm not gonna say that out loud. Don't tell him I said that. But Mike is notoriously negative, and for Mike to tell me, Chris, this is gonna change the way you list items, was one of those moments I went, oh shit, maybe we should have these guys on. So thanks for the background. Jeff, you're kind of been the quiet partner back there. I'll turn you on the main screen here. So what's up with you?
Let me just introduce myself. I'm totally not related to the FBA world at all. I'm actually a software engineer. My last job was with Google X, a specific team called Flux, and we were doing like tons of building design. But like my background is basically with data analysis and also UI development. And that's really why I was excited about AccelerList, is that this is the perfect type of problem where there's tons of data that you have to manage, especially in the future as we're dealing with buy costs. And this is going to turn out to be very powerful, as once we solve the entire scanning problem, people are going to want to list with us. And as they start listing with us, all of the data, such as the buy costs and things, are automatically going to be there. So in the future, we're totally looking into adding accounting, which is going to be really exciting because we already have the user's initial data in here, which means we can do tons of visualizations and tons of things that Inventory Lab already does. And we can one-up those because people are going to want to list with us more.
So you're telling me we have a guy from Google designing this software. Is that what I'm hearing from this? With all those fancy words that you just said? Okay. Sorry, I'm sitting there going, I'm loving it because I sit in front of a big database all day at my full-time job, and the visualization and all that stuff, I'm like all geeking out over here. But I'm excited. So can we take a look at it and see what the heck we're looking at here?
Let me try to share my screen.
Probably Inception size us here for a second. Ooh, look, it's me.
Can you guys see it?
Yep, I can.
Okay, cool. And just give me 1 second. Let me plug in my laptop.
Oh, no problem. And let's see here. Oh, you can tell he's a programmer. I see Sublime down there.
Yeah, you don't even understand. I'm coding like all day. Give me a sec. Let me grab my barcode scanner.
Okay, so this is going to be a full... Now, we do have to have a talk, Jeff. You have too many unread emails. The 6,397 mark, I think we've crossed a line there.
Totally.
Just giving you a hard time.
Cool. So let me log in, and I'll show you what the main dashboard looks like.
Okay.
So we're in here. Anybody who logs in, this is the first thing that they're going to see. The main thing that we want to do is create batches and lists inside of batches. And a batch is just similar to Inventory Lab. It's a bunch of things that you got at once that you want to put together conceptually. We also do... Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say really quick also, Chris, is one of the things that that we tried to also create is an ecosystem where you don't have to leave the application to get things done. So as soon as you log in, you're welcome, you're greeted by this dashboard, and you can go to tutorials. You can go to Facebook, our Facebook group. You can sign up to be an affiliate member. You can look at the history of your batches, where with other listing programs, you would have to go to YouTube real quick and toggle over to another browser and kind of search for what you're looking for. Everything is, we try to make it so it's a cockpit, like an airplane. It's a dashboard that's very welcoming, and you're ready to go with all your questions at your fingertips.
Okay, it's back to that UI side of things. This is very user friendly. It's all there. I can see hey, my first thing I want to do is create a batch. Okay, well, let's click that. What happens? Oh, look, I get to name it. So,
and then you can also set a custom SKU. Let's call it AL 4/18/2016. So it's going to give you a little notification, and then it's going to bring you to our main scanning page.
Okay, so this is for someone has bought a bunch of stuff. They're in their garage or their front room. They're prepping it. They're ready to list it on Amazon. They go and click a new batch. They're going to go here. And then what do we do?
So there are a few presets. These are things that every time you want to list something into Amazon, you have to fill these things out. So the SKU prefix, as we talked about earlier, is your seller's unique identifying number for a particular object. This is how much you bought it for, plus the fees that you have to deal with. This is how the default price that you want to set it at, and this is the default quantity. So right off the bat, one of the main differences between us and Inventory Lab on the listing side of things is that we don't force you to make a pricing decision at every turn. And that's one of the keys to making our workflows accelerated by a lot, because whenever you have to make a decision right after you scan, it takes a long time. And especially because there's tons of repricers out there, and the pricing for specific items is extremely volatile, it makes a lot more sense to just have a default price and then reprice later on in the day at regular schedules.
So, do you have a recommended price? Should I list it like $300 or like 99? What?
So here's what I have found when I do my own batches. For example, when I scan in, let's say, CDs, I'll set a default price for $20, and before my repricer after the fact has a chance to adjust my price of that CD either up or down based on the competitiveness of the product.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes Amazon will sell it for that inflated price, and it's like a bonus. So that's why we always recommend to put the price higher than you would think that item would sell for, because you get lucky once in a while and somebody buys it for whatever reason. Maybe you got better customer reviews of the competition, or what, you're the only FBA seller on that item at that moment. Doesn't matter. But those are like little bonuses. So we always recommend you go higher than lower.
See, and I'm going to second that, because one thing that I always recommend people do is list at about 120 to 150% of what you think it's worth, because the moment that it gets into the Amazon world of things, Amazon's very notorious for not being able to count, being able to damage things like they're magical. Like, I feel like they throw things against the wall, and sometimes they will base it, not all the time, but in rare cases they will base your reimbursements upon your list price. So I always recommend listing it higher, so that if that does happen, you are set and you have already maxed that out to a point where you're going to get the most bang for your buck on the reimbursement.
Yep, totally agree.
Okay.
Awesome explanation. Okay, cool. So let's get started. Let's get started scanning.
Hey Jeff,
we'll
go back.
fast.
Can you go back and cover condition?
Yeah.
Condition notes.
Oh yeah. Sure. So condition. Every item has a condition. These are defaults inside of Amazon. You have to choose one of them. If you haven't choose one and you start scanning, the system's going to tell you that you have to set a default one. And that's part of this user interface. We don't want people to be sending messed up Excel files to Amazon. So we're very careful about making sure that when users upload things, the data is correct.
Okay.
So that being said, if you want to have a new default, I have a lot of ridiculous defaults. Just type something here. So ships direct from Amazon. You can add that. It'll be automatically added to the bottom. Then I'll be able to find that at the bottom here.
Okay.
So I have a couple of books that I'm scanning, and I'll just show you what it looks like when you're scanning things in.
Let's see. Let's take bets if he's going to make money or not off these books.
All right. Let me see from your guys' expertise what you guys think.
Okay, that's fine with me. So it's gone in.
Is that what?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So the third one wasn't found. So let's see what's going on. So this is a South Park DVD. So let's see. Season 18.
So the search is right there, but it's attached
Right.
to the thing you've already scanned in. So instead of just saying that it's gone, if we can't find it, it's in there. You just have to assign it to what you want to find it to. Correct?
Right.
Exactly.
And when you pull the search results, it shows you up to 9 results, and it puts it in order of rank. As Chris, as you know, you might get multiple results for an ASIN, and you got to decide which one am I going to go. The process is to go with the low rank item, correct?
As long as it matches the product you have, but if that's the case, you always go with the low rank one. So yeah, you're right.
Okay, that makes sense. And so next thing I want to show you is, let's say you don't even have a barcode for this at all. Let's say it's like a Mariah Carey CD. So you can also just search here directly using a similar interface, and then it'll add this into the list of things you want to scan. So one important thing to note is that all of this data is synced with the cloud every time you scan something, similar to Google Docs. So your data will always be updated as soon as you scan it. So let's say like my computer crashed and I lost this page. Well, it's fine because since it's synced with the cloud, I'll be able to have everything just as it was when I lost it.
Okay,
which is really awesome when you want, intermittent internet.
Okay, so now my next question is, oh well, nice expected profit I see there. So when we're looking at this stuff, I'm not inputting buy costs or anything like that, except for the condition up top that I saw, the default.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I want to adjust that, do I adjust it there each time before I scan?
So here's the thought process. Up top, we have a default buy cost, because especially if you're buying big lots of things, you negotiate that price with typically get a lot of books or CDs or toys. You get them for one price, and then that's true for the whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
So at AccelerList, we want you to scan first, and then if that buy cost is true for your whole lot, then you're good to go. But if not, if you have it there, we want you to scan first, so the hard part's done. You hurry up and get it in the system, and then you can go line item by line item if you'd like and adjust price or condition.
Okay.
So you have flexibility.
This is an example.
Stopped at every product to do like over analysis on every item, because in reality, by the time it hits the warehouse, the price is going to change 100 times in that time.
Because that information right there is going to be, by the time you scan in an hour, it'll probably be different than what it is right now. So that's pretty much just a pretty number to make you happy when you're doing that. But I do like the fact... It's a guide. Yeah. So if I went in my garage and I sorted everything out, I could pull in and scan this item, this item, this item, this item, this item. I get them all in the system. They're in there. I can go adjust the quantities, the cost, and the prices later if I wanted to. Or I could let my repricer do it on a price basis of it and not even have to touch it once I scanned it. The scanning of having to enter everything line item by line item and going in and going, okay, well, I bought it on this date. I bought it from Walgreens. I bought it for $3. It's a new item. I need to click here. Oh, wait, my thing's been moved. Now I've adjusted my price. This is really just the quick and dirty way of getting your items listed in a fast fashion.
Exactly, and we believe that accelerated workflow is what frees up more time for you to be doing more revenue specific items, like more sourcing, that kind of stuff. So if I were the seller and I had a pile of 100 items, I would pre-sort those into piles by condition, and then I would, let's say out of that 100, 20 are all new. Bam, bam, bam. I scan all those 20 in. Okay, now I'm on to my now. Then you can go back. Since it's all saved, you can stop, go have dinner with your family, come back, and then look at them and tweak a couple of the items. And then once you're done, you're ready to go. You upload to Amazon.
Okay, so now a few questions I have right off the bat. When I'm looking at this, how do I submit this when I'm done? What happens when I have a full list? Do I go, great, we're done? What do I do there?
So you click upload to Amazon, and what this is going to do is it's going to upload this into your Amazon Seller Central.
Okay.
So let me see if I can pull up my Amazon Seller Central. This might not be a great example because my account tends to have tons of errors, but
I fully understand. No matter what, you could be the best prepared presenter in the world. The moment that you get into Seller Central, you go off the deep end, and it never will work how you want it to work. It disappears and everything.
Let's see. So
they're in there.
AL. Looks like they're in there.
Okay. So then we go to So I guess my next question is this creating my shipments for me, or is this just simply listing my items on there?
It's
listing your items.
It's listing your items, and then the second part is you just go in there, search by your SKU, your default SKU that you made. That pulls up and grabs all of your listings that you just uploaded, whether it's 2 or 2,000, and then you simply add them to your shipping plan and send them out. But you also have an opportunity to label them through Amazon on 30 up labels, or you can let Amazon label them for you.
Okay.
And then you add them to the shipping plan, and that's it.
Okay. So it's got some of the functionality of what I'm used to doing with I get a label printed off, I stick it on the bottom of it, we're good to go. But it's more of the 30 up model for those who don't have a Dymo laying around and are printing those 30 up sheets and have a little. This is, looking at it right away, this isn't something that would be for someone who's wandering around grabbing 40 items at different prices at a Goodwill. This is more for the wholesalers, the people who have large batches that are spending time and time sorting through everything. Is that kind of where I'm getting from this?
You're absolutely correct, and I firmly believe, because it was my own journey, that every seller starts out at a point where they're new and they don't know a whole lot, and there's this whole spectrum, right? But we've all kind of been down this journey where you start out grabbing odds and ends at Goodwill and Walmart and that kind of stuff. Then you start dabbling in online arbitrage and a little wholesale, and then you start getting into, well, you start realizing, well, hell, I can start buying in bulk and really increase my margins. And the whole concept of AccelerList is to accelerate your workflow. So we even advocate for, don't even mess around labeling these things, these items one by one. Just get them into, buy a lot in bulk, get them into Amazon, have Amazon label it for you, build that into your buy costs, because you make your money when you buy, not when you sell, and pump out the volume, and you're going to win on the margins.
Okay. Got it.
Cool. So the next thing I wanted to show you is what happens after the whole process of you've already put things into Amazon, create your own shipment, it's off to the fulfillment centers. Now you can go to your history and you'll be able to see the batch here. And you can see the status. In this case, it's complete, which means that it's been sent off to Amazon, and our component of that process is done. And then you can just go back to dispatch whenever you want to see whatever the hell it was that you actually sent in.
Okay.
And it'll say, hey, dispatch has been submitted. Next thing you need to do is choose the shipping plan.
Okay, got it. Very nice. Seems
yeah,
very straightforward. I mean, it looks like a tool that is meant to do one thing, and it does it very well. It's kind of fascinating because that's...
Now,
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, so the next couple things, the great thing about being a bootstrap software startup company is we can innovate faster than the other listing programs. So Inventory has been around for a while. They've enjoyed, kind of the brand. They're kind of the brand winner right now for listing apps. But we can turn on a dime faster than they can. And so, for example, in a few weeks, we're going to be, adding the ability to have more accounting features. We're going to be adding the ability to print to a Dymo printer.
Okay.
So we're going to be adding that flexibility. I mean, we still think ideologically, in order to make the best margins and profit, you want to be using these accelerated workflows that we've described. But we are going to introduce flexibility into the program. So if you want to take your time a little bit and be more precise, you can.
Okay. Because I'm sitting here thinking if I had a warehouse, which I don't, I have a garage, that's small stuff. But if I was doing it like at a prep center, and I had tons of items coming in, I could see where it'd be very valuable for me to go, okay, done. I've done my listing part of it. It's on there. Hand it off to my crew that's going to be packing it up. It's all in there. Here's how many I have. Go.
Yeah,
I can see where that would be extremely powerful.
We are set up for sellers that are kind of graduated, if you will, and have started hiring employees. So, for example, if you're sitting in Florida and you have sourcers in California, they can log on to this web application and scan in a bunch of books or CDs or whatever the item is in bulk, and then you can set it up as a business owner where their items are scanned in. That's the most important part, just sourcing the items, giving them in, and then you can let your retail work business set up based on your settings.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, is there any other thing we need to showcase with the application itself? I'm going to get into kind of your, not call to action, but kind of a few questions I would have if I was looking to purchase this. But anything else you want to showcase on that? Anything upcoming that's going to be released? Anything of that nature? Okay.
Um, in the in the future, we're going to be releasing accounting features, and we're going to be making a lot more announcements about that. But right now, I think we're pushing very hard on just the scanning part of the problem.
Awesome. Very nice. So now, if I was interested in this, where in the world? Of course, we're going to have an affiliate link of some sort. So if you guys are interested, you can always go through
Mm.
us so you get a credit for it. But where should they look? How much are we talking on a price basis? What kind of the if I was making a purchasing decision, what should I be considering and what should I be looking at right now?
Okay, so we price this very purposely. Um, we know that there's a segment of um, sellers out there in the world that already believe in accelerated workflows, and those guys have already bought or are paying for like scan lister program, right? So we feel that we know that we're more functional than scan lister as an app. But we also know there's a large group of people that are using Inventory Lab, and some of them don't like that $50 price tag. So we have priced ourselves very competitively at $19.99 a month.
Okay.
And right now it's a monthly option, but we are going to be introducing an annual subscription, so you'll get like 2 months off for that.
Okay, very nice. And then, do you have any like video walkthroughs besides what you guys just walked through with me? A website. We're gonna put this information on our website, so you guys most likely when you're watching this, there'll be links underneath of here. So click on the magic links that are down here. But do you have a website they can check out and take a look at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the website is. Well, go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
Yeah. Um, so the website itself is AccelerList.com. We just renovated our landing page so that users can instantly see through GIFs what are the main aha moments behind our product. And then we also have a channel for YouTube videos. Travis, you want to talk a little about that?
Yeah, so everything that is inside the app, which is our ecosystem that you will not have access to until you've signed up for the free 14-day trial. But you can still go to our YouTube channel and look at the same videos that your trial or subscription-based users get access to. So you can, if you're looking to look at tutorials and videos as a pre-sales, you know, condition, or you have some buying questions before you try us out, you can look at our YouTube videos, see the app in app.
Okay, very nice. I think honestly that's about all the questions. I'll be very excited to see the functionality with the labeling and the accounting software or the accounting side of it rolled out. I think that you guys have a very great product. I think that those areas are going to take it from a great product to an amazing product. And I think as long as you guys keep to your core values that I just heard you talk about, I think that the changes as you evolve, because it's always very interesting for someone like me, because I see where like an idea comes into play, and being with where we deal with a lot of software companies and people who are big ideas and are actually putting things into action. I really like where your guys' minds are at. You're very focused on efficiency,
Yep.
and it's not efficiency at a high cost, it's efficiency, and you're going to be as efficient as humanly possible, and we're not going to give you all the bells and whistles because you don't need
Right.
those. You need what
Mm-hmm.
you have, and this is what you need to get done, so let's take it to that level. And I think that that is going to do a lot for the software. So I'll be interested in giving it a try myself, but I do appreciate you guys taking the time this evening to showcase the software, give a little bit of the story, and I do look forward to the rollout of the additional features.